Hello all, Bowtie Security Guy here with another video on job hunting. This is the third part of our series, uh, sponsored by my sponsor, ThreatLocker. Please check out the opportunities that they have at threatlocker.com/careers. They are really big in hiring right now. They're hiring lots of opportunities in the Orlando area. Um, and they're just a great company to work for. I have several friends that work there. I have several mentees who've gotten jobs there. It's an awesome company that's constantly innovating, constantly growing, and has a really fantastic product too. If you're looking for a desktop solution to protect your endpoints, it makes it no easier. It is the easy button for security because it stops threats in their track. It has default deny by right out the gate, and it creates a nice little zero trust environment for your desktop, so nothing can run without permission. What else do you need, honestly? Check them out at threatlocker.com/demo. And please give them a little bit of love because I'm doing this we're doing these things to kind of help give back. And they do a lot to give back to the community, and I'm happy to be a part of their network. With that said, the third part of our series is building your network. I know this is going to be cringe for my neurotypical people or my neurodiverse people, as it was for me. I promise at some point I'll invest in a green screen. It's not happening today. Sorry. Um, but the biggest and most important thing is your network. I want you to connect with 100 people every single week until LinkedIn tells you you cannot connect with people anymore. And every person who accepts your connection, now you've already identified your top 10 companies, so you connected with every person you could find at those companies. That's already done. That way, if a hiring manager posts something, you'll see it. If somebody has a job opportunity, you'll see it. And hopefully, they'll have a message for you in their inbox, like you took my advice and you recorded an intro video that you sent them as soon as they accepted your connection request. If you did all of those things, the odds are if there's a job opening and you apply for it and you message them again, they will respond. Even if they didn't respond the first time. I have this from experience for myself as well as many mentees that have worked with me. They feel bad. They go, "Oh, I kind of ignored that person last time. Now they've applied for something. Let me go ahead and respond." Give them the job number, give them the information, reaching out to them, saying that you've applied and saying that you'd be a great fit. Give a little bit of a blurb. They may respond back and then nothing may ever happen. That's okay too. If someone's not reaching out to you, they don't want you, and just accept it and move on. Um, I've never wanted to hire someone and then made them wait several weeks for a response. Normally, if I want to hire someone, they'll know on the call or they'll know within a day or two. Some companies take a little bit longer, but the reality is if they want you, they're going to make sure that you know that you're still wanted and that you're valued. And if you're getting no response, that is a response. It is you're not somebody we want. And that's okay. Not every place is going to want you. But as you build your network and as you build more connections, you're going to build your reputation and you're going to also build all of the LinkedIn algorithms to start favoring you more. They're going to see that you're connecting more. They're going to see that you're posting content every day, like we talked about earlier in your LinkedIn look. And because of those things, you'll start seeing more opportunities. You're also going to start seeing more scammers, which is unfortunate, but you watch my other videos to kind of figure out what to look for. And if you're not sure, just message me. I'll take some time. I'll be watching over the holidays and stuff to see if anybody needs help or anybody's struggling. You've done the first part, you identified things, you've got your LinkedIn on point. Now you've got to start building the relationships that are going to get you that opportunity. This isn't just LinkedIn. This is also in person. If a company is doing a job fair, like a ThreatLocker does a job fair, they did one 8 days ago on the 20th. I record these in advance, so this will I don't know when you'll be seeing this, December something. Either way, when they see these when these job fairs come up, go to them. I don't care if there's not even a job for you. Meeting the people there, getting engaged with the people is going to give you opportunities. If you see a local B-sides event, a local security event, volunteer your time. You're doing nothing else right now. Normally, I'm vehemently against working for free. But when it comes to working for a cyber program or a cyber show, I think there's a lot of value there. You can meet a lot of new people. And it shows how passionate you are about it. Majority of my mentees who've taken this advice have gotten opportunities, have gotten jobs. Many of them entry-level roles, some of them senior-level roles, just by helping out and volunteering because it puts you on people's radar. They get to know you a little bit personally. And when a job opportunity comes up, you're at least going to give it get a shot for an interview. Then you also have a reason to connect with those people. So if you're doing all the stuff I talked about in the your LinkedIn look, when they connect with you, that first impression is going to be tight. They're going to look at your stuff and they're going to be like, "Wow, this guy really has his stuff together." No cap for my younger listeners. But seriously, take the time to really dive into your network, to connect with people and to engage with people. Make sure that when you're posting on something that you are posting in relating how it pertains to your job and your skill set. Every post, every comment is an opportunity. I had a random post that I made um, about some IR thing that I did on some post to get me somebody who checked out my profile. They'd messaged me and they said, "Oh, I love your about section. It's so awesome to see somebody who has some personality in their about section. I'm starting a company and I'd love you to, interview and get hired, blah blah blah, and I'd like to talk to you." So that was just from a post. So the power of LinkedIn is still very much there. If you're cold applying for jobs, it's going to be very difficult. We'll talk about that kind of in the next video. But let's really talk about building your network. So you've built your network every social Saturday. Now, you may not even know about these. Social Saturday and social Sunday are days on LinkedIn where people connect with people. You just make a post. You do a hashtag social Saturday, social Sunday. I recommend reposting your intro video that you're sending to everybody because it lets people get to know you. Granted, you're going to connect with a fair amount of scammers who are going to try to sell you resume services and other things. Please don't do that. Just reach out to me. I'm happy to help you for free. I know the people that I work with who charge for these services hate that I do this for free, but that's the reality. There's people struggling. If you have a full-time job, I do have opportunities there where we can have a conversation. Um, but for anybody who's unemployed, I will help you for free. So send me your resume, I'll take a look at it, and we'll try to tighten it up as best as possible. We'll talk about that in the next video to give more details. But back to building your network. So you've built your network and you're connecting on social Saturdays and Sundays. You're going to see a bunch of people who start posting. Connect with all of them. Anyone that's in your field, anyone that's in security, you have no idea where that next opportunity is going to be or that next job that you're going to apply for is going to be. And if you already have an in or a connection, even a basic conversation that you've already started once will give you a better opportunity of getting that interview. I was very fortunate. I ended up sending out around 2,800 messages when I was laid off. I'm sure there's some automation that can do it. I tried to use one of them and it banned my account temporarily, and I was like, oh my God, I freaked out because this is my lifeline. LinkedIn becomes your lifeline when you're unemployed. These people become your battle buddies. Anybody else who's looking for work, team up with them, complain together. If it wasn't for some of the people that I had as my battle buddies, I would have had a much harder time struggling through this. There's multiple times where I had conversations with people where I was having a really hard day where they kind of helped pep talk me or just let me complain, right? So building your network has a lot of benefits, not just from oh, look how many connections I have, but each one of those connections could be an opportunity. It could be a way for you to grow. It could be an opportunity for you to help someone else too. Don't be afraid to help somebody else while you're struggling, because in turn, that'll end up helping you. Trust me. So, for my neurodiverse people, I know connecting with random strangers is absolutely horrifying. I know the fear of rejection is incredibly, incredibly high, but you've got to break out of that. You've got to take a moment, you've got to take stock, and you've got to realize that your introverted tendencies will not survive in this job market. When you finally get to an interview, they are going to look for not only the best candidate, but the one with the best personality who they want to kind of hang out with. And it sucks. We used to be a career field where your skills and your talents kind of took you where you needed to be, but now we're in a situation that's a little different. There are thousands upon thousands, almost a million people who have been laid off between the furloughs and all of the cybersecurity technology roles that have been eliminated. There's a lot of competition. You got to put your time in and you got to stand out. And the way you do that is to constantly build your network and constantly connect with people. I want you to connect with so many people that LinkedIn literally says, slow down, bro. I got that every single week when I was laid off. LinkedIn goes, you have reached the maximum amount of connections you can do. I'm sure you can do more connections if you pay for LinkedIn Premium. I don't know if there's any value there. They're not a sponsor, and I simply feel like I give them enough content for free. Um, Remember that you're the product, not the other way around. If you're using something for free, you're the product. So, as you build these connections, you chat with people, chatting them up, sending them messages, then that's where opportunity comes. If they see an opportunity for you, you've created an advocate for you that's, hey, Rob's a senior director. Rob does this, or, John does this. Let me message John, see if he's seen this opportunity. That's literally how I have the job I have now. One of my people that follows my content messaged me and said, hey, did you see this job? And that was it. That was the opportunity I had. Luckily, I had already interviewed with the hiring manager for a previous role that I ended up turning down because it wasn't the right fit. But even then, I already had an in at the company because they messaged me to give me a heads up. Same thing happened at Google, Facebook, Amazon. Um, I had advocates that were like, hey, here's an opportunity. Keep in mind, a lot of companies offer incentives to their employees to hire someone. So for senior level roles and executive roles specifically, there's normally like a kickback of a few $1,000s at larger companies to get somebody in. So like, not only are they willing to help you, it also helps them. So if they think you're a good candidate, you've done really good on your LinkedIn look. You've got a good personality because you recorded that intro video that they thought was interesting. Your about section is interesting to them. They're going to throw your name forward because there's an opportunity for them to make some cash with very little work, right? You got to think of yourself as a commodity when you're working with recruiters or when you're working with other people who are putting your name in. You need to build a brand and something that you're proud of, and you need to be able to deliver. And people want somebody who's going to be relatively easy win and going to represent them well. So be that person. Whatever it may be that you're into, be the best that you can be in that. That's really all I've got for the connecting with people. Just do it. And connect as many people as you possibly can. And then make sure you post your own social Saturday and Sunday post. And then, like I said, make sure you're posting every single day because it continues to grow your algorithm count and more people start seeing your stuff. There was a time on LinkedIn where no one in security could really get online without seeing something of mine. Many of my friends were like, wow, I can't load LinkedIn without seeing your stupid face. Um, that's where you want to be. You want people to be so tired of seeing you that they're like, just give this person a job so they stop posting as often. That's all I got. Good luck out there.